Hello, dear students. Welcome to Massive Open Online course English for Mining Engineering. Model 1 Rocks of the Earth Crust and Useful Minerals. Unit 6 Types of Graphs and Line Graph. Unit 6 contains the information. 6.1 What are graphs? Types of graphs. 6.2 Line graph definition. 6.3 Types of line graphs. 6.4 Components of a line graph. 6.5 Line graph vocabulary. 6.6 Structure of line graph writing task. 6.7 Line graph model answer. The course was created by senior teacher of Foreign Languages Department, Master of Economic Sciences Yarema Tatiana Vladimirovna. So, what are graphs? A graph is a pictorial representation of a set of objects where some pairs of objects are connected by links. The interconnected objects are represented by points termed as the vertices, and the links that connect the vertices are called edges. Graphs are general language for describing and analyzing entities with relations. It means instead of seeing data in high dimensional, we really think of networks and relations between points and entities. If you look on this picture, you see that there are three main types of graphs. First type, bar graphs. Second, line graphs. And next, pie chart. So today we are going to study line graphs. 6.2 Line graph. A line graph is a type of graph that displays data that varies over time. It is made of a set of points that are joined by a straight line. Line graph definition. A line graph or a line chart or a line plot is a graph that utilizes points and lines to represent change over time. It is a chart that shows a line joining several points or a line that shows the relations between the points. The graph represents quantitative data between two changing variables with a line or curve that joins a series of successive data points. Linear graphs compare these two variables in a vertical axis and horizontal axis. 6.3 Types of line graphs. There are three types of line graphs as mentioned below. The first, simple line graph. It consists of a single line on the graph. It's a picture 1 on our slide. Multiple line graph. It consists of more than one line plotted on the graph. It's the middle picture. Compound line graph. It consists of information that is divided into two or more types of data. This is the last picture on our slide. Now we are going to study the simple line graph. Components of a line graph. Axis. Horizontal axis, also known as x-axis or independent axis. Vertical axis, also known as y-axis or dependent axis. Labels. The horizontal label at the bottom and the vertical label on the side indicate the type of data displayed. Scales. The horizontal scale at the bottom and the vertical scale on the side represent the amount of items. Points. The points are denoted by an ordered pair of coordinates. X, Y. Lines. The line connected a pair of points illustrates an estimated value between them. So, this is a line graph, number of rainy days per year in Dubai. On this graph, we can see that it has y-axis, it has x-axis, it has the labels, number of rainy days, and another label are years. Points, there are 5 points on the graph, and the lines that connect these points. 6.5 Line graph vocabulary. So, dear students, you should read these phrases. There are 27 phrases, and you should memorize them, and you should use them in your line graph description. Also, the line graph vocabulary contain upward trend, and downward trend, the right column. You should also learn these words and use them in your line graph description. Also the line graph adjectives and adverbs. They will help you to express your ideas and any additional vocabulary. Comparison words to describe your line graph. 6.6 Structure of line graph writing task. So, the structure includes 4 parts. Paragraph 1 Introduction, Paragraph 2 Overview, Paragraph 3 First main feature, Paragraph 4 Second main feature. Look at this graph. Radio and television audience in UK, October-December 1992. Study this graph and you should practice line graph description. And then look at the model answer. Introduction, paragraph 1. The line graph illustrates the proportion of people in UK who watch TV and listen to the radio over 24 hours from October to December 1992. Overview, paragraph 2. Overall, a significantly greater percentage of the TV audience watched in the evening, while radio has the most listeners in the morning. Over the course of each day at night, more people watch TV than listen to the radio. First main feature, paragraph 3. Less than 10% of people watch TV between YNM and 12 noon, but at 4 p.m. this figure increased rapidly, reaching a peak of almost half of the population at 8 p.m. After this, the graph records a sharp decline in viewers, reaching a low or only a tiny percentage by 3 a.m. Second main feature, paragraph 4. Radio, on the other hand, shows a very different trend. The most popular time for listeners to be turned, it was just after 8 a.m., when around 27% of the population was listening. After a brief peak, and numbers dropped steadily to barely 2%. Apart from fluctuations at around 4 p.m. and 10:30 p.m., the percentage of listeners remained low overnight before beginning a rapid ascent from 6 a.m. to the 8 a.m. higher. So, dear students, to be ready to describe line graph, you should learn the most of the phrases by heart and try to use them in your line graph description. That's all for now. The next time we're going to start Model 2, Mining Technology. We're going to study Unit 1, Crushing and Mining Equipment. So that's all. Thank you for your attention. I wish you all the best.